you want to quit. It's getting in the way of your happiness, your healthy relationships, your motivation to even go out and get laid. What am I talking about? Porn. Now, quitting porn is something that I advocate for all of the men in my Come When You Want masterclass and for all of my private one-on-one clients. It's something that if you're trying to last longer in bed or cure early onset erectile dysfunction, like for you healthy young men who are starting to get ED, or if you have what's called delayed ejaculation and you're not able to finish or have an orgasm with your partner, under all three of these very, very common problems, quitting porn is one of the quickest and easiest ways to see huge benefits, lasting longer, getting harder, being able to finish. Those are three really important things. Those are the three major concerns that men ask me about in my inbox, in my one-on-one coaching, the comments of these videos. Why quit porn? Why even quit? It's free, it's easy to access, it's quick to get off, there's endless stuff out there. Why even quit? Why are you even watching this video? Well, there's all kinds of reasons to quit porn. Porn is one of the leading contributors to premature ejaculation, delayed ejaculation, and erectile dysfunction in healthy men. Not only that, but it also messes with your motivation to go get laid, can keep you single, can keep you complacent, and can leave you in a cycle of shame where you feel depressed about your usage or you feel like you have to hide this part of your life. Or you might even find yourself craving more and more novelty, leading you to look at things that previously made you feel icky and uncomfortable and are taboo or maybe even illegal, and you just don't want to be the guy who's addicted to internet porn. I totally get that. I advocate for all of my private clients and all of the men in my Come When You Want Last Longer masterclass that they stop using porn, at least during the time that they're in the class. It's because they need to reset their sexual relationship with themselves and with real flesh and blood women in order to develop the sex life that they want and have the sexual functioning that they want. And so today, I, Caitlin V, sex and relationship coach, am here to teach you exactly how to quit porn with as least pain as possible. That's right. You, no matter who you are, no matter where you are, you can overcome an addiction and quit porn for good. And I'm going to tell you exactly how. If you feel shame, if you're worried about your porn use, or if you find yourself looking at increasingly graphic material, then you might have a problem with internet porn, and you should watch till the end of this video to find out. You should know, first of all, that you're not alone. Up to 1/3 of men between the ages of 18 and 30 worry that they're addicted to porn. 1/3. All right, here's the truth. Our brains are wired to seek sex. Thankfully, this is how we all got here today. It's how our ancestors procreated, made more of us, that made more and more and more, and here we are. And that's pretty cool. Like, we're on this thing called the internet together, and like, it's pretty freaking awesome. And we're using some old hardware to operate new software, meaning that the brain hasn't changed a whole lot, but what's available to it has, including internet porn. So our brains are really not wired to handle having nonstop access to sexual material. I mean, think about your ancestor 15 generations ago. If that guy saw a boob across a lake while a girl was bathing, that was the closest thing that he got to porn. Now, with this thing, I can get to porn in like 2 clicks. I don't need to leave the house. I don't need to leave the room. I don't even need to go down to the swimming hole and watch the girls bathing. Like, you can watch hardcore pornography at any time of day, any day of the week, basically from anywhere that you are. And again, your brain just not wired to operate that way. It just hasn't caught up to what's available to it. And this is what leads to what is known as pornography addiction. Porn and sexual release are deeply important to our survival as a species. And they're also deeply linked to our dopamine system, which is the system of motivation and reward. And so when you habitually use internet porn, your dopamine system becomes wired to reward you and cause you to seek more. And your body honestly just thinks that it's doing what it's supposed to do and procreating, even though you and I both know that porn does not lead to babies. Again, your brain, it's just like, it's not that smart. It doesn't know that. It thinks, oh my gosh, I'm doing what my biological imperative was to do. I am making babies. I'm making babies with like 16 different women every single night. It's not the case. The brain doesn't know that. You know that. You're smarter when you put your whole brain together, the human brain and the reptile brain. And this is why you can use the following steps to actually stop watching porn, overcome your porn addiction, and hopefully lead to better sexual health and more sexual pleasure for you and your partner or your future partner. Here are the 9 keys to quitting internet porn. Number 1, be prepared to learn about yourself. You are going to need to learn about your triggers, what causes you to want to watch porn, what happens right before you get the craving for watching porn. Is it that it's late at night, you're home alone, you had a stressful day? Is it that you bring your laptop with you into your bedroom when you go to bed at night? Is it that you see a sexy image on the internet? Is it just every time you get horny? You have to be able to recognize your triggers, which is going to require a little bit of self-knowledge, self-reflection, and sort of watching yourself, like observing yourself, learning about yourself. Every time I get super stressed about something in my life, I feel like a little twinge, a little craving to go watch porn to alleviate some of that stress. Cool. Self-knowledge without self-judgment. This is just information. It doesn't make you good, bad, or anything in between. Okay. Number 2, expect and plan for withdrawal. The first 2 weeks are going to be the hardest. You might find yourself both psychologically and physically uncomfortable. I'm talking headaches, shakes, sweats, racing thoughts, fantasizing, trouble focusing. It's going to be rough. Depending on how long you've been using porn and how frequently you use porn and what your relationship is like to porn, it might be harder for you than it is for others. But that's okay. Make a plan for when you're feeling those things that are going to perk you up and make you feel good. Time with friends, time being active, running, playing sports, join a book club, play video games, like whatever it is that you need to do to help you get through the first couple weeks is going to be very, very helpful, and it's going to help you to continue past that point. And no, it will stop. All that pain and the discomfort, the racing thoughts, the fantasies, the uncontrollable porn images that are flashing in your brain, the like gnawing feeling, the intense cravings, they will stop. Nothing goes on forever, including discomfort. Thank goodness. Number 3, make it hard to get to porn. There's plenty of great websites and apps that you can download onto your computer that put on adult content filters or don't allow you to actually get to porn websites. There's also things that you can do to modify the settings of your router itself. Think about how many things are available to you. All you have to do is download one of these things and set the password to be a string of letters and numbers that you cannot memorize. Write it down on paper and put it somewhere that's hard to get to, like 2 ladders and a grabber thingy and like a piece of gum at the end of fishing wire. Try to make it that hard for you to get to. That way, the whole time that you're getting the ladder out and chewing the gum to stick it on the end of the fishing wire, you're going to be thinking, is it really worth it for me to go through all of this just to jerk off? Number 4, get yourself an accountability partner. This is one of the best tools to use in any scenario where you're trying to change a really hard to change behavior. Tell someone your plan and promise to tell them if you mess up, or have them check in on you, or offer some sort of reward or incentive, like write a check to a cause that you absolutely do not like. Like if you hate zebras, then write a check to the Save the Zebras Foundation and put it over your computer and promise yourself that if you jerk off to porn, you're gonna mail that check to the zebra people. Better yet, give that check to a friend and give them instructions to check on you every single week, or be accountable and actually have some integrity and tell that friend if you break your promise and you masturbate to porn, and then they will mail that check for you. The reason that this in particular is so important is that because there's such a sort of shame aspect associated with using and being addicted to internet porn, having someone that you trust to hold you accountable and alleviate some of the shame can actually be very, very freeing and part of what is a healthy process of giving up porn. Plus, like I said, 1/3 of all men find that they might be or are worried that they are addicted to internet porn. So if you pick somebody else who also wants to quit using porn, the two of you can hold each other accountable. Win-win. Number 5, be patient with yourself. Depending on how long you've been using porn, you might take a while, weeks, even months, to totally reset your experience of being a sexual person without porn. And beating yourself up or being shamed or feeling a lot of stigma about your porn use isn't helping you. It's not going to make you go any faster or make you feel any better. No, shame and stigma always make you feel worse, 100%. So if you're like a lot of men and you constantly just rag on yourself for not being good enough, not working hard enough, not trying hard enough, not getting the results right away, right when you want them to, chill. There's nothing wrong with you. You had a porn habit. You're trying to quit something that's pretty addictive. Your brain was hardwired that way. Be gentle and give yourself a while for your new normal to be established. Number 6, remember your why. Remember why you wanted to quit watching porn to begin with. Is it because you found yourself being extra complacent and you wanted to get a girlfriend, spend more time on your hobbies or your projects, double down at work, commit to something that you knew was important, that you've always wanted to do? You wanted to have more energy. You just wanted to feel less shame. Remember your why. Put it somewhere. Write it down. I am quitting porn because I want to get a girlfriend, because I want to restore my sexual relationship with my wife, because I want to last longer in bed, because I want to have better erections, because I want to be able to ejaculate every time I have sex with my partner. Remember your why. Keep it front and center so that when you feel those cravings or those uncomfortable feelings, you can go, oh yeah, there's a reason that I'm doing this beyond just feeling this kind of discomforted, frustrated feeling that I'm having right now. There's a bigger reason that I'm doing this. Keeping that front and center is going to give you the motivation that you need not to give in to those cravings. Number 7, plan to quit forever. Okay, this might feel like a low blow, or you might have been telling yourself, I'm just going to quit using porn for a little bit, but then I get to go back to it. If you really want to make a change, especially if you have ED, PE, or DE, then you must commit to quitting porn forever. Just like if you quit cigarettes, you can't quit smoking cigarettes and then have a secret plan to go back to smoking cigarettes. I'm not saying that you can never have another cigarette again until the day that you die, but if you're I'm just going to quit for a little bit and then I'm going to get to go back, you're not really quitting. You're making a deal with yourself and you're lying to yourself, telling yourself that this is actually, you're lying about quitting. You're actually lying about quitting. I know, I have quit before. I quit cigarettes. And I quit cigarettes while promising myself that I would get to go back to smoking cigarettes. And you know what I did? After 90 days, I had told myself that counted as quit. I immediately went back to smoking again. And I did that 2 or 3 times. Which brings me to number 8. Tip number 8, get back on the wagon if you fall off, all right? Just like me and the cigarettes, every so often, especially in the first year or so that I had quit, I would break, something stressful would happen, there would be a trigger like getting in my car while stressed out. Those was a big trigger for me. That was always a signal to my brain, light up a cigarette. And sometimes I would cave, I would stop and pay whatever, 10, 15 bucks for a pack because I live in the city, and I would have a cigarette. And then I would throw out the rest of the pack and give up the rest of that money, or give them to somebody on the side of the street and get rid of them so that I wouldn't have any more. Because if you fall off the wagon, if you cave and you climb up on the ladder and you get that password and you put it in, you change the router instructions and you look up porn and you masturbate to porn, okay, so you did it. Put the password back up on the shelf, call your friend and tell them to mail that check to the Zebra Foundation for those freaking zebras, and get back on the wagon. You don't have to do it again the next night or the next night or the next night. Just because you gave in one time doesn't mean that it's all over and I might as well just give up and watch porn for the rest of my life. That's not how quitting anything works. I implore you, please, fall off the wagon. It's okay. No one is saying that you have to be perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm sure that's obvious by now if you've ever watched this channel before. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to keep trying. And that brings me to the most important tip, and this seriously is the single most important tip, so I'm so glad that you stayed until this moment to watch it, because this is actually going to be the one thing that makes you the most successful. Number 9. Number 9, keep masturbating. Nowhere in here did I say that you have to stop masturbating. Now, NoFap and the people that write the amazing blogs and the information that is out there that is available on NoFap is brilliant. It is really good stuff. And it might be a good fit for you. You might be the kind of person that cannot just quit porn, but also has to stop masturbating and having orgasms. And if that is you, I go do that research, like go check out what they have to offer, and I wish you the best. And I'm right by your side. But the majority of people, the majority of men that I work with, the goal is not for me to have them quit masturbating all the way. Like, that's a recipe for feeling frustrated, for feeling sexual tension building up in your body. It's not going to actually produce the kind of results that I am looking for when I'm working one-on-one with somebody to cure their premature ejaculation or end their erectile dysfunction or help them to reach orgasm when they're having trouble. My goal is for them to keep masturbating, but masturbating in a way that actually improves whatever thing they're trying to improve. So it's not that you quit masturbating altogether, it's just that you quit watching porn. And those are two different things. But if they have been together for a long time in your mind, it's gonna be kind of challenging at first to masturbate without porn. You might find it's hard for you to get aroused. You might find that it's hard for you to reach ejaculation. That is okay. See, tip number 5, be patient with yourself. Your body was born to reach orgasm, all right? That is how you got here. You have it written in your DNA. Your body will find a way. It might take a week, it might take a month, it might take 2 months. It hardly ever takes 2 months. For the most part, it takes like a week to 2 weeks. Try masturbating without porn. Use lotion. Use all the other great advice and instructions that I've given you in this channel and in Come When You Want, the masterclass, which you can sign up for below. Continue to masturbate. Masturbate in a way that improves your sexual health, improves your sexual relationships, and moves you towards the goals that you want. But don't stop. All right, let's recap. So there are plenty of good reasons to stop watching porn, whether you feel that you have an addiction to porn or you feel like your porn usage is just getting out of control, or you feel like you don't have control over your porn usage or what you're watching, or you feel especially shamed or stigmatized about it. Then it's time for you to re-examine and try to quit watching porn. There are 9 essential steps that I gave you in this video in order to quit watching porn. Most importantly, be kind to yourself, be patient, plan for withdrawal, get an accountability partner, make it harder for you to access porn. Remember why you quit, plan to quit forever, get back on the bandwagon if you fall off, and most importantly, keep masturbating. If you follow these steps and you still find it hard to stop watching porn, go seek help. Go talk to a professional. Find a sex therapist near you. Go talk to them about your struggles. Figure out what porn is doing for you that's like even deeper. And finally, don't have the expectation that you have to be perfect about this. Nobody's perfect, but you're doing your best. I know you are because you're here. So thank you for being here. And please subscribe to this channel if you want to continue to get great information on how to live your best sex life ever. I'm sex and relationship coach Caitlin B. Mwah! Peace and good night.